Right now, in 2026, the value of 1964 Kennedy half dollars is climbing faster than almost any other collectible coin, with certain varieties and high-grade examples selling for hundreds or even thousands of dollars more than they did just a few years ago. I'm talking about a coin that was minted by the hundreds of millions, that many people still have sitting in drawers and old collections, but specific versions are becoming increasingly scarce and valuable as collectors scramble to acquire them. While regular 1964 Kennedy half dollars have always been worth their silver content, certain mint marks, proof versions, and error coins from this historic year are now commanding prices that would shock most people. In the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal exactly why 1964 Kennedy half-dollar values are skyrocketing in 2026, which specific coins are worth the most money, and what you need to check if you have any of these coins so you don't miss out on this incredible surge in value. The 1964 Kennedy half-dollar holds a unique place in American coinage history. It was the first year this design was produced, created to honor President John F. Kennedy after his tragic assassination in November 1963. The coin was rushed into production, with the first pieces struck in January 1964, less than 3 months after Kennedy's death. The design features Kennedy's profile on the obverse, created by Gilroy Roberts, and the presidential seal on the reverse, designed by Frank Gasparro. The public response was overwhelming, with people lining up at banks to get the new coins, many of which were immediately saved rather than spent. Here's what makes 1964 Kennedy half dollars fundamentally valuable. They contain 90% silver. Each coin has 0.36169 troy ounces of pure silver, giving them substantial precious metal content. With silver prices in 2026 hovering around $28 to $32 per ounce, the melt value alone of a 1964 Kennedy half dollar is approximately $10 to $12. That's the absolute minimum value regardless of condition, making every single 1964 Kennedy half dollar worth far more than its 50-cent face value. But here's why values are skyrocketing specifically in 2026. Several factors are converging to drive unprecedented demand and price increases for these coins. First, silver prices have been climbing steadily, adding to the base value. Second, collector interest in Kennedy half dollars has surged dramatically as the coins approach their 62nd anniversary, with nostalgia and historical significance driving demand. Third, and perhaps most importantly, the supply of high-grade uncirculated 1964 Kennedy half dollars is proving to be far more limited than previously thought. Let's break down the different types of 1964 Kennedy half dollars and their current values in 2026. Regular circulation strikes from the Philadelphia Mint, which have no mint mark, were produced in massive quantities exceeding 273 million coins. In average circulated condition, these sell for $12 to $18, primarily for their silver content. However, uncirculated examples in mint state grades are where values diverge dramatically. An MS-63 specimen sells for $35 to $60. MS-65 examples bring $100 to $250. But here's where it gets really exciting. MS-67 gems are now selling for $1,000 to $3,000. And MS-68 specimens, which are exceptionally rare, have reached $5,000 to over $10,000 at recent auctions. The 1964 D Kennedy half dollars from the Denver Mint, identifiable by the D mint mark on the reverse just below Kennedy's neck, had a mintage of over 156 million coins. These follow similar value patterns to Philadelphia strikes in circulated grades, selling for $12 to $18. Uncirculated examples show comparable premiums. MS-65 brings $100 to $250. Mississippi 67 commands $1,000 to $3,000. And MS-68 specimens have sold for $6,000 to $12,000 in 2026. But the real story in 2026 is the 1964 proof Kennedy half dollars. These were struck at the Philadelphia Mint specifically for collectors, with over 3 million produced. Proof coins have mirror-like surfaces and frosted design elements, creating stunning visual appeal. A typical 1964 proof in PR65 grade sells for $25 to $50. PR67 examples bring $75 to $150. But deeply cameo proofs, where the contrast between the mirror fields and frosted devices is dramatic, command substantial premiums. A PR67 Deep Cameo now sells for $200 to $400. PR68 Deep Cameo specimens bring $600 to $1,500. The absolute finest PR69 Deep Cameo examples have sold for $3,000 to over $8,000 at major auctions in early 2026. Why are these values increasing so rapidly? The key factor is population reports from PCGS and NGC showing that truly gem-quality 1964 Kennedy half dollars are far rarer than the massive mintages suggest. While hundreds of millions were produced, most entered circulation and accumulated wear. Those that were saved often weren't stored properly, developing contact marks, toning issues, or environmental damage. The population of coins grading MS67 or higher or PR68 Deep Cameo or higher is measured in the hundreds or low thousands, not millions. This scarcity at the top end is driving fierce competition among collectors. Another factor fueling the 2026 surge is the emergence of variety collectors focusing specifically on Kennedy half dollars. These collectors are pursuing complete date and mint mark sets in specific grades, creating sustained demand. Registry set competition through PCGS and NGC, where collectors compete to assemble the finest sets, is pushing prices for top-grade examples to levels never seen before. Error coins from 1964 are also experiencing dramatic value increases. A 1964 Kennedy half dollar struck on a quarter planche, significantly smaller than normal, sold for over $30,000 in early 2026. A broad strike error, where the coin is larger than normal due to collar malfunction, brought $8,000. A double struck example with clear rotation sold for $12,000. Off-center strikes with the date visible command $3,000 to $15,000 depending on how dramatic the error is. SMS or special mint set coins from 1964, which have characteristics between regular strikes and proofs, are particularly sought after in 2026. While not officially designated as SMS in 1964, some coins show special characteristics that collectors prize. These can bring significant premiums when identified and certified. Here's what you need to do if you have 1964 Kennedy half dollars. First, check the condition carefully. If your coins appear uncirculated with no wear, full luster, and minimal contact marks, they could be worth far more than silver value. Look at them under good lighting and compare to images of high-grade examples online. Even small differences in grade at the top end mean thousands of dollars in value difference. Second, check for proof coins. If you have coins in original proof sets or coins with mirror-like surfaces, these are proof versions worth examining carefully for deep cameo contrast. The combination of high grade and strong cameo can mean hundreds or thousands of dollars. Third, look for any unusual characteristics that might indicate errors. Check the size to see if it matches normal half dollars. Look for doubled images, off-center strikes, or other anomalies. Even minor errors can add significant value. For any 1964 Kennedy half dollars in apparent uncirculated condition or with proof finishes, consider professional grading. Submit them to PCGS or NGC for authentication, grading, and encapsulation. The certification fee ranges from $35 to $75 depending on service level, but it's worthwhile for coins potentially worth hundreds or thousands. The graded holder protects the coin and provides third-party verification that buyers trust. The timing is particularly important in 2026 because market momentum is strong. Collectors who've been watching Kennedy half-dollar values climb are increasingly motivated to complete their sets now before prices rise further. This creates a positive feedback loop where rising prices attract more attention, which drives more demand, which pushes prices higher. Silver content provides a solid floor under values, but numismatic premiums for condition and rarity are what's creating the skyrocketing values. A coin worth $12 for silver content can be worth thousands based on grade and eye appeal. Understanding this distinction is crucial for recognizing value. If you're thinking about selling 1964 Kennedy half dollars, 2026 represents an excellent market. Demand is strong, prices are climbing, and buyers are actively seeking quality examples. Have your best coins professionally graded. Research current market values through recent auction results and dealer price lists, and consider selling through established dealers or major auction houses for the best prices. If you're thinking about buying, understand that you're buying into a rising market. Prices may continue climbing, but they've already increased substantially from historical levels. Buy coins you genuinely want for your collection rather than purely for investment. Focus on quality over quantity and be prepared for potential market corrections even in a generally rising trend. The 1964 Kennedy half-dollar market in 2026 is genuinely exciting, with values increasing across all levels but especially at the high end. The combination of precious metal content, historical significance, strong collector demand, and genuine rarity in top grades creates a perfect storm for price appreciation. Start checking any 1964 Kennedy half dollars you have access to. Look in old coin collections, inherited items, safe deposit boxes, anywhere these coins might be stored. Examine them carefully for condition and characteristics. Even one high-grade example could be worth hundreds or thousands of dollars in today's market. The 1964 Kennedy half dollar proves that common date coins can become valuable when specific conditions converge. Precious metal content, historical significance, and rarity in top grades. Understanding these factors helps you recognize value and make informed decisions about buying, selling, or holding these increasingly valuable coins. If this video revealed why 1964 Kennedy half-dollar values are skyrocketing in 2026 and helped you understand what to look for, hit that subscribe button for more updates on valuable coins and market trends. Give this a thumbs up if you found this information valuable, and share it with anyone who might have old Kennedy half dollars sitting around. Now go check those coins and see what valuable pieces you might have.